Let's peep. Nice. And for it. Snip's trying to get out of the way. You'll both kind of like momentum-wise go that way. At this point, though, like I know that was kind of both awkward for you and Snip's paper. Like one of y'all needs to call that I'll turn to back up a poly here. See what I'm saying? So we get this right here. So one goes deep, one needs to say, hey, I'll cut two, because Apolly has nobody to back him up now. And you come over here. Probably just better to do it this way. It's like this right here. You know what I'm going to say, right?
Control.
Yep, soft touch.
Yeah, and you can soft touch it and grab this full boost and then make a play. That's the other piece. Like I think you panicked a little bit because you're trying to get this right here and then get the full boost.
Yep.
You can do the same thing, just dribble that thing in there. Nice, so just stay with it. It's just easier to do it this way. Alright. So Snips is like right behind you, and this is weird. So there should be like a little triangle here. Let me show you this. Where's this at? Okay, we're gonna be blue. Person playing the ball. This right here is what it should be looking like. When the two-man comes and plays behind here, right? We're in the same zone that we're not supposed to be in together. Like we never want to have two people in this zone. So the two needs to sit mid, and sometimes you have to kind of just stop and chill there or kind of coast. You need to be ready for this pass that comes across. Three-man is the one that plays behind the guy with the ball. So if this ball comes up, right, and it gets hit this way, two-man takes. If this ball gets 50'd and comes back this way, even though this player right here is two, this becomes two, and then you rotate back. And it's basically this little triangle that does a circle. Like, I know that sounds weird, but that's how it goes. So you make your hit, like, it gets hit, it 50's this way, this man comes out, this man comes up, this one's playing behind, and it's literally just a circle, and we do the same thing again. Where it comes up, and we're playing behind here. But the three is the one that should be behind the ball. They're the last line of defense. And remember, your job as the one or two is to stay on offense, period. That's all the only job you have. Stay on offense or make a play. Your only job as a third man is not to get beat. So a lot of the problems that I'm seeing when I've looked at like some of the FL and AL is that two man's like right here, and we have no angle to pass to. And then this guy's kind of like stuck here. So if this ball gets crushed, right, these guys now have this awkward like, oh, well, now we both got to turn around and go. And this guy's kind of on an island by himself. He's probably 2 or 3v1ing back here. So let's go back here. So we do this. Nice. Okay, you either go for this or you don't. So this is fine. Get the boost, right? It goes over him. You're already here. So if you're here, be here. Make this play. Just jump at this and try to 50 this. But you stopping here, now we have this awkward, I'm about to turn. Stay here too long. Snips is right behind you. Right? She don't know where to go. Now we're awkward. We're here. Paulie keeps the ball on offense. So Snips and Paper Cup go deep again to try to get out. Snips turns. We got to stop going so deep back here. Technically, we're still on offense up here, right? Paulie gets his ball.
Yeah.
It's now on offense. Somebody needs to turn two immediately, and the third man needs to cut two. We got to get these small pads, get a couple. We don't need 100 and get back into this play because technically we're on offense now. So we're about to lose all midfield pressure here. Paulie actually makes a great pass here, right, to the mid. Snips is there, but kind of late. She probably had just a dead ass shot right here, and once Bowler missed, if she's a little bit closer, and then you're in the goal while we're on offense. That's a no-no. On four, nice. You go challenge. It's okay. So again, as the one man, it's okay if you whiff. It's not always about hitting the ball. Like Garrett forces Bowler to make a really bad shot here and get rid of the ball because he went. That's what as the first man you just gotta go. You can't shadow. You can't play defense. Like you just go, whether you're hitting the ball or you're making him a force. So he forces it off. She has to 50. Why did we come off of that there? It's like a okay. That's a tough ball. So at this point we either communicate. Like I don't know what the comms are like, but once it goes off that far, like we got to tell I don't have that, and the two man's got to jump for that. So I'm gonna assume that this didn't get called to you, Apolly, because you're just like kind of chilling here. Like
I
it,
don't remember.
yeah. If she gets awkward like right here, at that point you have to like kind of come back and address it. So we got, let's see, paper cut goes, nice. This is really dangerous. As the third man right here, nobody's guarding the net. So when the ball comes across at that point, like you want to just chill right here. Like you're three, your only job is not to get beat. We want to sit right here because if 50 comes back at our net or a shot, we're not in play. So if we just follow over here, we're in this corner, and now we're both have to be awkward over here on this ball. So we have no angle on this. Like legit, like at this point, Snips is right under the ball. You want to just go back post and tell Apollo you're awkward and back him up because Garrett's already gone. So here, sitting here, we got this weird, do I go, do you go? This is a comms issue. So now we're just kind of chilling, just waiting. Ace. Way to recognize that. Poly, let's see. Getting out, nice, you're letting them go.
Yeah, I don't think I knew Narnar over there. I just
Narnar shouldn't be there. I was about to get on you for like going for something risky, but you never, your POV, you never see him. I mean, you see him there, but like you're watching the ball at this point, for all being honest. So this is actually just pretty unlucky. Like, yeah, it's just tough.
I was gonna try to control it like up the corner
Yeah,
wall.
no, yeah, that's just unfortunate. He shouldn't have been over there. That's just kind of lucky on their part. All right, who cheats here?
Snips.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Snips follows. Unless y'all have talked about this and this is some kind of play I don't know about. Like, somebody's got to cheat. And Paulie crushes this dude on the kickoff. This should have been a goal had we had a cheater. So we're late. Okay. So again, at this point, Garrett, let's go to your POV. Right? She makes a hit. You see a Paulie going out right there. So this is your ball. This is an awkward
Yeah.
ball. So like if you just kind of single or double jump into this and touch it to their corner, something that you can follow up on, you're buying time for Snips to rotate behind you, or a Polly can turn and be your 2. But like this turn right here, now we just kind of, unless Polly called for that. Hold on. Okay.
I
Maybe
don't
I'm gonna assume
remember.
that a Polly called for that. Okay.
I don't
We're
know if
good
I
then.
did or not.
We're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Good turn. This was awkward for you, and you immediately turned paper cut. Where's our third? What's going on back here? So Snips, we're on offense and we're in net. So we should be over here backing this play up. As the back man, you got to get more comfortable with like being right here versus being all the way back. If I'm right here, I can stay in this play. Like Garrett just makes a play, I'm right here. I can say, hey, I got, and I can push. Or if Garrett says, I'll stay on, I'd go 2. But if we're all the way back, as soon as a 50 happens or someone hits, and we're all the way back here getting boosts or playing net, like we lost all midfield pressure, and we're giving their offense on a fast break all the open space to do whatever they want. So not going deep for boost is huge. You got to start getting these small pads, and you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with the amount of boost that you have to stay in the play. See, that's a comms issue right here. So right here, who should be 2? When this ball comes across, paper cuts 1. At this point, who's 2 and who's 3?
A Polly.
Yeah, and Snips is 3. So Polly, you want to be here, operating in the middle as a 2-man. Whatever pass comes over, or if it comes all the way over, it's your ball. If it gets hit behind paper cut, the 3-man is here, which is Snips. So we don't. He actually gets a good touch here, and then now we're not calling between the 2 and 3-man. This is really common. The 2 and 3-man are kind of awkward and parallel with each other versus being staggered into that triangle that we showed earlier. And now we're both committing. We're like, oh shit, we're both committing. So now we both pull off. Nobody goes for this. Like this was a really good play, and we probably could have scored on this if we just calmed it earlier and the 2-man being where it's supposed to be. Okay. See, like you're 2 now, and you're right where you're supposed to be. That's tough. He went up early. Okay. Heavy touch. So if you can't catch it, paper,
Mm-hmm.
this is like the stuff we talked about in front of the goal line, right? So like, if you can't catch that comfortably, which I think you could, this is where you single jump and ground this into the right wall. So like, if you didn't feel comfortable like catching this, which I really think you could have, at least make the touch here, because this is nothing but open space on the right, and just make it soft enough to where you can follow it up. And then we're back on offense, creating a play. You do a lot of like
Gotcha.
kind of panic touches where you'll just flip and try to hit it up just to make a play because you know you're the one that's supposed to make a play. You got more time than you think you do. It's just like on defense when you're goalkeeper, because nobody even pressured you here. So let's see what happens here. Snips, you rotate it out. Just come over here and grab this boost right here. You got to run back this way anyway. Get your full boost, and then whatever happens, you can always turn. So if you got this boost, like now we're turning instead of going deep, right? Narnar's here. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to turn around and shadow versus he's banging this ball like this, and they do this a lot just because we're going so deep after the 3rd man goes. Here's Snips. Are y'all dizzy yet? I can't find it. Alright. So I can see why this is like a little bit alarming because it's towards our net. Oh, you had to dodge. Let's see. To kind of go over Narnara. That's tough. It's a good save. I was gonna say you could have been patient, but Narnara went for a demo on you. is just a calm. Like, I know that I'd probably do the same thing here, but it's between a poly and paper cut. Someone has got to call who actually has it. Because a lot of times you'll pinch this, or it'll just stop right in front. It's a tough save. Even if you called it, I'm not saying you could have been able to save it, but double committing on any ball, he knows a no-no. Okay, nice. Poly cheats. We're in the same corner again. We got to call who's going for this. Honestly, it should be a poly because he's closer. Like, he can flip that way, paper cut. Like, you know that he was 2 on the kickoff, right? This ball's going to
Mm-hmm.
roll up the wall. So since his momentum's already going that way, let him go up there, grab that 100 boost, and make a pass. And what you want to do at this point, like, let's see where you were. Kick off. Ball's over here. And you're like, okay. Polly's already kind of going that way. If you cut here to go 2, you're open for a pass. He's got enough time and enough momentum going that way where he grabs that 100 boost and you're ready for a pass. And you both get 100 boost on this situation right here. So just call it early of who's got this ball, and the other one's got to be playing middle of the 2. So this is a good
Unfortunate
situation.
dodge.
Yeah, so this is a situation about the 2 and 3. There was no 2, so this causes a double commit between snips and paper cut. But just think of this as a halfway line, right? If the ball's over here, the person over here should address it. If the ball comes across, the person that's over here should address it. We do not ever want to come across to hit this. Like, if I come across, right? Like, let's say the ball's over here in this corner and it comes over here. Why would I go all the way over here just to jump? And there ain't no way we're making that. Like, we're just going to touch it and leave it there. Versus a person that's already kind of sitting here, has the angle, has the better shot at it. Or they could pass to you on the other end. So really pay attention to, like, who actually has a better opportunity here. Even if you're 2 and they're passing the 2, if it happens to go to the 3 side and they have a better look, then we can just always switch it. And then whoever has the better shot wants to go. So we need to recognize that early. Like, you see it kind of like an open net, so now we immediately go here. Smart. Smart. It's kind of awkward here for a minute in paper, but again, like, this is a free touch. You can catch that or try to pop it up. Like, once you get your 100 boost. I've seen you catch that before, but your first instinct was just to immediately jump and try to take a shot. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you do have a chance of making that, but we want to close the shooting gap. Unless that's the best pass that you've ever done.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. All right. Trying to think here. At this point, Garrett, you just want to turn and be. Yeah, you kind of go. I'm gonna say you went to. That's fine. Cross. Paulie's playing with you. Nice. You're there, so he allows you to address this. That's a good pass. This is super risky. If you get beat on this, Snips, you're last back. The third man's job is to not get beat. It's pretty tough. You get a decent 50 though. Good 50. Nice. You went back post. So you did everything right here, Paulie. This was great, right? Like, he has a hit. You see Snips has a better angle, so you allow her to go. But just come back here and chill. See what happens. Like, once
Okay.
she makes that hit, like, she's already going to be going that way. Paper cut's turning, like, on the ball. Like, I guess she's flipping out. That's kind of awkward. Paper cutting back towards it causes you to kind of hesitate. Because you wanted to go up and help Snips on that touch, but then you saw him turning, but you're leaking across the goal. So even if it gets awkward, right? So we go back here, we sit in the goal, Snips goes, I'm awkward again. At this point, just back up. Like, I know it's weird, but like once you get here and you see both your guys in front of you, you're the last line of defense, just try to back up here and play defense and play the net. Because if we all guard this corner, which everybody on our team is in this corner, anything that comes across is probably going to be a goal. So whoever's last line of defense either needs to be sitting back post or in net, ready to make the play. Let's be a little bit more patient back here.
Okay.
Okay. So Snips. Let's see. So make that right. Okay. I want to get out. See, we there was two of them passed. That's why you went back. Okay. At this point right here, I'm not gonna go over here and challenge because I have nobody back behind me. So you made a good decision to go back. At first I didn't like it, but there's two of them that it's beat past paper cut. You're in a 1v2. We want to chill back here on the back net right here. Let's see where we're at. Like we're going back here. We're in FL, so they're not really gonna snipe it from there like every time. Like they're gonna probably try to pass. They're already on the wall, so that ball's still not really a threat. That ball's still not a threat because it's in the goal or going towards the corner, which is a no threat zone. So at this point right here, then it's about like that, and we want to start going. It's like we wait. Once that hit gets there, this is when I'm going to make the 50. So it's just a timing thing. Like make them give it to you. So if we're just patient here a little bit, once that touch goes and you see that Narnar's already awkward and Bowler's behind him, this is when I'm going. And then I get a 50 right here to push it out. Yeah, Lee. Okay. So we didn't get the big boost. You're kind of like just trolling back here. We're in a straight line. Like Paulie's 2. You're supposed to be over here, Garrett. Like once you don't get that big boost, get these small pads and join the play because we're on offense. Versus coming out here. See, like you just kind of went across because you were trying to panic to get some boost. It's like, oh, let me grab this, and then you're missing it because you're panicking a little bit. And then you realize you need to be over here. 50. Nice. Run for it. I would say that's kind of snips, but if you called for that, then that's good for you to go for it. But at least somebody's challenging in there. See how we have two people, and it's usually snips and paper cut. Like our first instinct is immediately to go back. Like we're on offense, and both of us are on this back wall. So we're losing midfield pressure, and then like he'll make his play, and then we're gonna be late, and we get a shit touch because we're late. We're not in the play. When we're on offense, on their side of the field, the furthest you should be back is like right here. Whether you have boost or not, you pick up a small pad, or if you don't have boost, you stay closer, but you need to be here versus going all the way back. Like you would have had a much better touch on that play if you weren't all the way back and then coming up. Even when you go all the way back to get this boost, let's say you both get 100 boost, you're going to use 60 of it to get back to where you already should have been in the first place if you stayed in the play. So you're just as well picking up a couple small pads because you're going to have the same amount of boost when you have to go up there and make your play. So this is tough. Paper's 1, Paulie went out. He's going 3. Snips is 2. You got to turn and go for this, Snips. You need to address this ball because you have to trust the Paulie to get back. So paper cut makes it. Paulie's rotating 3. You're 2. Like, you actually could have turned on this. Like, I know that's a hard read, but your presence there makes him have a bad hit, like we've talked about before. So we want to kind of stay in that play versus just giving it to him. This is just saying, hey, bud, you want to have that? This is free. You can take it. Because even when we go all the way back now, it's like a high fly ball. Everybody's coming our way, and then we get a weird touch. Dodge demo. Way to go, Paulie. Nice. Tough. It got 50. That's fine. Okay. Snips is 2. Nice. Okay. Nice. Even though you were dusted paper cut, you went for this, and like instead of him shooting it at the goal, your presence makes him hit this towards the corner for your teammate. Like you were never getting to this ball. But the fact that you went for this allowed your teammate to get some time. Like you were getting dusted to that. He makes a bad touch, now it comes to your teammate back here. This is what I was talking about earlier. So even if you feel like you're dusted or you can't make a play on it or it's in the air and you're low boost, like just your presence as the 2-man there because you're trying to stay on offense because that's your job is to, allows you're setting up your back teammate to have an easier life and do something with it. So that was a really good challenge. Nice. A little beat to Garrett. Not the touch we wanted. Okay. Just rushed it. That's all it is. Came up a lot higher than you thought. That's something for it. Snips rotates out. Paper's 1. Paulie's 2. Paulie goes 1. Snips is all the way back again, so we have no midfield pressure right here. Nobody's here to address this play in the midfield because we keep going all the way back. But if we do go back and we get a hit like this, we want to control this. You make a living. I've seen you make these plays right here. If this comes, don't panic. This ball's free. Well, tap that break. Go for your little air dribble on them. You air dribble better than most people in FL anyway. You should be. Our whole team does. It's definitely an asset we have, and our kickoffs. So let's take our time with this versus banging it away to them because we were in a fast break. We can't follow up. Just recognize when a ball's free and then try to punish them with control. Okay. We shouldn't be in the same corner. Like I see she's awkward, so I see why you come over here and do this, Garrett. Now we're all 3 in this corner. This is just like we're making a touch and we're not rotating out of the play and we're just sitting there and we're ball watching. Like we're literally watching this ball because literally all 3 of us are in this zone over here now. And none of us are facing the goal the way we're supposed to be going. So that's what's awkward when we sit around here and then we don't rotate out. Every one of our cars are facing our goal and we're on offense right now. This is pretty awkward. Garrett's trying to challenge. We didn't communicate between Paulie and Snips, who's got this ball. I would say that's a Paulie's ball. He can literally just sit there and take a 50 to the corner. We got to communicate that right here. We got lucky that wasn't a goal. You were trying to get away from the ball and then it just came at you, so I'm not going to dock you for that paper. Nice, good control. Okay. 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 I'm not mad at it. You did try to control it, just took a weird bounce. So Snips is 1, Polly is 2. Garrett's trying to get to the 3rd. He waits because it goes in the air. Nice. Okay. So that was a great demo, right? Garrett? Gotta look for that. So you couldn't do that, so the next best thing you can do is kill monster jammers. Good night. But we could have turned and been 2 versus coming all the way back here now.
Gotcha.
So it was really good until the point where you just decided to bounce. You could get a good 50. You don't get a 50 there. You immediately go for a demo, right? And you see that Apolly's already back here once you start flipping. Like Apolly's behind you. So that if somebody's behind me and we're on offense, that tells me I need to turn and be 2. So it's just situational awareness. So like you flip away, right? And then at this point when you saw Apolly is when you want to turn back and be 2 for Snips. So if we were just chilling here and we were 2, comes over to Apolly's side and it would have been 3. A lot of 3s is filling the gap. So if you see somebody where somebody should be, that's where you need to be. If you don't see somebody over here, then you need to be over here, and then always need to have somebody on the ball. So if we don't have a 2-man currently and we're awkward, somebody needs to communicate. We don't have a 2. I need to go 2 or 3. Nice, good challenge. Okay. So who's 2 here?
Me.
Right. So Paulie goes 2 because you're like doing circles, right? That's a goal. That was good situational awareness though, Paulie, like when he didn't stay over there. Because technically, on this ball, you're staying 3 and Garrett's playing 2 because he's already over there and we want to play left and right. And then you saw him turn, and then you immediately filled the gap, which is what we just talked about. Like if you don't see somebody where they should be, that's where you need to go. And then you came in here and got a goal because you recognized it quick enough. That's really good. We're going for a pinch just because we're down. I like it. Can y'all imagine if we scored off that? We hit the flying V on a kickoff, and Paulie comes in and puts that in to tie it. I like the play call. Okay, so let's do this. Alright, let's see. We did the 1-2. This is the 0-4. Okay. So Snips, paper cut goes. You grab the boost. Start coming up, nice. Get a 50. Nice it, okay. Going. I think you actually went for a demo here. I don't think you tried to hit this ball. So you hit. So you, I don't know if you meant to do this, Paper, but like at this point, that becomes a pass to a Paulie, right?
Yeah.
So if you did, that's a really good fucking pass. Instead of coming over here, right? Because the Paulie's the first man up. Once you make that pass, this is one of those situations I'm talking about being outlet, right? So you do this, you come over here, you make a great pass, immediately when this ball comes out, Apolli is going to turn right towards the goal and try to get this ball. And so if you didn't go over here and you cut over here to be a pass outlet, he could try to turn and pass to you because you still have snips behind you. So recognize that and call it out. Like, I'm an outlet left, so we hit this right here, you come over, you hit. Calling this a pass to Apolli, that's great. And I immediately dart out to the left a little bit and then say I'm an outlet. Snips is behind you if Apolli gets awkward, so you still have backside help. But now we're like all on it and we're double committing on this ball. Okay, you got bumped, that's awkward. So Apolli gets big boost, right? Paper's 1, Snips is 2, Apolli's 3. Snips is 1. So once you see that, once you see paper cut up here, Apolli, right? We double on this, that's kind of awkward, right? So you got your boost right here, which is great. We turn around, we know that we're 3. As soon as paper made his hit, Snips becomes 1. And then he's going to rotate back, so you need to go 2. So instead of coming back here, you want to come over here and play, because there's no threat on this ball over here in this corner. Let's just do your player view. So we get big boost. I'm 3. Paper just went, so he becomes 3. Snips is over there. So even if you didn't come over to this corner, what you basically did was kind of like play the 3-man as the 2. Because Garrett could have came over here and done the same thing. If Snips actually got a hit on that ball, which is likely, like if she made a hit on that, Garrett's rotating out and you're all the way back here and there's no 2-man. If she made a hit towards the net, nobody's there for her. So this is another situation of calling 2 and 3. Like, I know why you did this, because this seems like a 2 play a little bit. Like, you read that this ball was going to get banged like this, but it was also just as likely that Snips could have made a hit on that ball and she'd had nobody to pass to. So Garrett makes that hit and he rotates back, and then you go up here and play 2, and if it gets hit like this again, it'd be okay, and it went over your head, and then paper cut has.
Gotcha. I whiffed anyway. As the backflip.
You just backflip. That's tough. This is a tough save, paper. So anytime it comes like this right here, you want to barrel roll towards the wall. If you like you stayed pretty close to the wall, but you weren't exactly on the wall in this line, so your angle's weird. So anytime that you come off a little bit like this, barrel roll into the wall and take that little gap away from him instead of going forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like we're kind of like on the right, he's about to hit it to your left, so we want to barrel roll into that and cut it off into the wall versus flipping forward. It's still a tough save, and it, like, you know, it's easy to say that in hindsight when it's in slow motion. But I've seen you make that save a million times.
Yeah.
I am proud of you for not leaking up like you normally did. You were trying to stay patient as possible until he actually needed the help, so that was good. Okay. Snips goes 1. So you kind of get awkward, right, Apolli? You get bumped here. Let's see what it looks like from your POV and see if you can make a play on this. Garrett would be coming up, but like you could try to turn into this. If you're already here, like be here. Let's see if you could turn and play on this. You could have like turned and backflipped into that. Even though I know it's awkward for you and you don't have a lot of boosts, but somebody needs to be challenging this ball so he doesn't get a free hit. Usually you're not going to be the one that makes this play off the kickoff, like I understand that, and then like you get bumped. But like once you're here, this is a threat. Snips is not saving anything right now. You don't know where paper cut is. You want to try to jump at this at the very least, and this is like I was talking about earlier. Even if you can't hit the ball, you're going to make bowler have a worse touch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then that makes whoever's behind you life a lot easier. You recognize it late. Yeah, you want to, in this situation right here, Garrett, when it's like you don't know how this is going to go up there, right? Just play
hmm
cautiously. You're 3, and your job as 3 is not to get beat, not to go on offense. So just play this patiently. Like I know it's like you're like, oh, Apolli's awkward. I really want to go help him. But if he can't make the play there either way, you just want to be patient. Like, and if you were just chilling here, this would have been a lot easier. You still make a good save, but just be careful leaking up. If you don't know how it's gonna go, just play the defensive end of it as a 3-man. So good save. Okay, Snips is 1, Papers 2. So your first instinct is go towards the ball, right? As the 2, you want to be an outlet for your 1. So you make your save, right? That's good. You see Snips very clearly on this ball. She makes a hit. Instead of going towards her, we want to be over here. We have open space over here. Nobody, and I mean nobody's over here. So you say, hey, Snips, nobody's on the left side. I'm going left side outlet. So like if we had come here, she'd probably have a better pass over, but she makes a solo play because you're right behind her. So this was a good opportunity to be that outlet. Just because you immediately went towards her, you kind of like took yourself out of it. So she has the solo now, and you're still following her as a 2, but now you're awkward and you're out of boost, and you're about to bail and go over here and get boost and be awkward. Okay. That's really, be careful with this, Paulie. I know this was awkward. This got banged immediately, right? So we should just be waiting here. Like we don't want to go and be parallel with the 2, especially if it's a ball that's about to be a 50. We want to be behind it as much as possible. But once you get here, just wait, right? And you see Papers going. I'm still just waiting instead of being up here. Like if we had waited, right? Then this ball is just free to me. And then I'm catching it, taking it to the corner. So be real
Yeah.
careful and read the situation. Like earlier, you read the situation where they banged it from their side to your side. You need to do the same thing, even if it's in the midfield.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. That positioning was really good. It's one of the best power slides in the net to be in position I've ever seen from you. So let's do this. We want to have a purpose when we're on defense and we're making a clear or a touch. We want to have a purpose for it. So this is kind of awkward, right? But if Apolli is there, right? You could say, hey, I'm going to hit this up to you, Apolli. And Apolli could, if you tell Apolli that, Apolli can turn and go. Like if you hit this towards that right boost in the midfield, there's nobody over there. So we got to recognize the free space. So this is awkward. Apolli's awkward. You're going to make a hit and say, hey, I'm going to hit it to the right wall, Apolli. Nobody's up there. If we hit it up there, Apolli's getting this boost, and he has nothing but free space to work with on the fast break. It's not always about just touching the ball and getting out of danger. You want to have some purpose of, can I make a pass here? Can I put it into some open space to follow up? Or can I put it in open space for my teammate to make a play? Okay. Monster's abusing Snips. Try to go back post, both y'all. Okay. You need to like just tap the brake here and then just jump. Like if you don't hold gas and try to do the move that you're doing right here, you will go up quicker. Like remember what we talked about where like you're not holding gas, because if you hold gas when you jump, you're still going to have forward momentum even though you're going up, but if you don't and you just hit A and get parallel, you're going straight up vertically. And if you're holding down and their first jump and boost at the same time, you will literally go up in a straight line versus up and forward. Because you went forward, now you have to like backtrack backwards and it's awkward and you see Narnar coming. So that's just something you want to try to practice in free play, like going really fast and then just try to stop and jump straight up for a ball. It's a tough situation to be in all fairness as well. Okay, we recognize it. We're rotating out. Nice. Run for it. Nice. Okay, we recognize it. I want to look at something real quick. Let's try this player. Okay. Couldn't do much with that. Try to get out, right? So we just came all the way back to get this 100 boost instead of turning where we should be earlier. You actually kind of feather it, but you see what I'm saying? It takes a little. You're using at least a fourth, if not half, of your boost to get back where you could have been if you just turned and got small pads. This is a comm issue. We didn't call for that one. Paulie gets a hit. So this is what I was talking about earlier, Garrett. Like with if the ball's going to her side, like I don't know if you actually see her in your POV. So we didn't see that one, right? We rotate out. Okay, a little nice half flip, nice. This ball right here is a much harder for you to hit versus the person coming forward at it because it's kind of like on the left side. Like you come across to address the ball, and about the best thing you can do there is 50 it.
Yeah.
Now Paulie's rough. He's like, oh boy. But he didn't panic, took his time and made a goat save. I like it. Nice. Got your little small pad. You knew like it wasn't a threat at this point. Like this was good. Like that's not a threat. That's not a threat. You went and addressed it, got your angle, and now it's a threat, and now you're able to hit it because you took your time, you didn't panic, and you analyzed when it was actually a threat to get in position. Ooh. Okay, so Paulie's 1, Snips is 2, Paper's 3. Paulie stays on because it's on his side, Snips goes 2, and then we turn off because we think that Paulie's going to get beat. We have to trust our teammates, and Garrett's already rotating over here, Snips. Like he's rotating over here to be in this position to hit this because 3 plays behind the ball. You just trust that Paulie might get a 50, or if it doesn't, it goes to Garrett, and you're still here because if this ball goes over there and Garrett goes because he's over on that wall, you can still be over here to make a play if Garrett gets a good pass for you. So really pay attention to that, like, and trust your teammates. Make a good hit there. Paper calls are off there. That's good. I'm gonna assume that's what happened. Nice. Good 50. Alright, Snips, look at you're doing all these circles because you just want to go. Like, this ball's about to get hit and you're backwards. Like, just once you get over here and turn, just chill. Like, you get over here, get your boost. Like, you're just chilling here. Like, where I can operate. Wherever the ball goes, I can go. Paper went. Okay, now it's my turn to go over here. Paper's awkward. Now I go up on the wall. All these extra turns right here causes you time and it messes up your angles to make the play. So keep that in mind when you're playing back. Great 50. You were just kind of there, so you hit it. Paper, I get it. Okay. See how like you're already here for this, Paulie, right? And then like paper's coming up, and you're like kind of turned. Like you can just chill here. Like you don't have to do any circles. You can just chill here, so that way immediately whenever it's my turn to go, I can go. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but there'll be times I guarantee you, like if you look back, that like one extra turn or me just not being patient and sitting still caused me an angle, and it caused me to be late to a ball I probably could have scored on. If you are playing too, like you want to just chill like right here. This is the sweet spot. A problem with leaking up further than this is now every angle between you and the space between you and the goal is shorter. So everything that gets put in front of the net, now I have to jump straight up to get. If I chill like right here in the sweet spot, like wherever that ball goes, I have more angle to come up towards it. So when we leak up here as the 2-man, unless it's called for like a grounded pass, like anything that gets hit high is going to be very awkward, and now you're going to have to get out and let the 3-man come through. So be careful, like as a 2-man, that you just want to be chilling right there in that little sweet spot. Oh, it's tough. This wasn't a bad shot attempt, but if we had done a soft touch here, we have Bowler coming to the corner. So like if you just do a little soft touch right here to the right, Narnar is going to be the only guy that can make a play. And you know that your 2-man's on your right. So we're actually going to have a 2v1 here if we make a soft touch. It's a good shot attempt, but we can play that a little bit slower. Like if we just slow down into this, and we could even go down here and take it into a 50, or if we're just dribbling doing a soft touch versus launching it, we can do the little bounce dribble shot and bait Narnar to come up and take a shot and make him awkward. Because if you bait Narnar off, or you get a 50 on Narnar, your 2-man is going to have a open net. It was not a bad shot attempt. It was just another way to look at how this play could have gone if you went just a little bit slower. He makes a great save. Like you had good placement on the shot, but just another way to look at it. Okay. This is just a comms issue. And another thing is because we're going so far deep, we're not here to like be able to turn when we can. So immediately we get out, we're on offense. You're coming all the way back here at paper cut. Versus if you would have just came over here, there's big boost over here too. If you would have just been chilling here, this ball's free. If we didn't go all the way back, and then a Pauly could have been your 2, but because a Pauly didn't see you here and you went all the way back, now this causes the double commit because he knows that somebody should be challenging this ball. Now we're awkward. That was a really good pinch. Okay. We like come up here as like a straight line. So like we didn't, Pauly didn't know if Paper could get to it, so just calm if like, you kind of got awkward over here on the side. You might have actually told him to go, but it might have been like a little late. Like once you got awkward over here on that part right there, like and the ball's closer to a Pauly, you can chill back here and let a Pauly go. So like if a Pauly goes and you chill right here on this wall, you're now playing 3, right? For him, he's 1, and then Snips will be playing over there. And then we can see what happens, because if I sit here, a Pauly goes, I have left covered, and Snips has right covered, versus coming up all the way up here in this corner and then turning around and then getting out. You almost did it. You recognize it. I'm 3rd man. Oh, I'm out. Nice. That could have been a goal if you didn't turn and jump on this ball. A lot of people would have just gone all the way back for boost, which we have done before today, but like you're getting better at it. If you don't turn and challenge that, instead of going all the way back, he just dribbles or he takes a shot right on net. Even though you didn't hit this, you caused him to just throw this away. Is that going in? That's kind of weird. It's alright. Paper's there, he goes. Nice. See, this is good. We got the triangle. And you came off of it. You immediately got off when you saw that a Pauly had your back, right? I don't have that, I'm awkward, and then you're immediately going to go for like a boost and get a demo here. Beautiful. As that point right here, Snips, we need to be chilling here in the mid. Okay. Right. So we're chilling here, right? See what happens. So Poly's there. He's awkward. You go. We just didn't call him what's happening. Who's going for this ball? You do force him to make a bad touch. Paper's there. Nice. Poly. So this is free right here. If you tap the break there, you can do like a little softer touch that you can follow up and then shoot, or you can dribble. Instead of coming forward into it and then just popping it, now we have like a weird angle. We don't have much boost to make a play. Way to rotate out of the play. Okay. This is good, right? Snips goes, you become 2, Garrett goes 3. Let's see if you went all the way back. Nope, stays in the play. Addresses it. So we had our 1 and 2 go, right? But because our third man didn't go deep, we kept midfield pressure here. If we went all the way back like we did before, nobody can touch this ball. But Garrett realizes this is a free ball and stays on it, and we have midfield pressure here because we didn't go all the way back here for boost. So that was good. Nice little outplay. Okay. Snips, you're doing circles. You knew that you need to be here. Just a bunch of circles. Nice. Tough. Poly addresses. Nice. Nice. That's unfortunate. Okay. Look how much pressure. Like, we didn't score off this, right? Look how long we stay on offense because we keep the rotation shorter. Just watch this for a minute. Look at the pressure. Like, that could have been, but like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's unfortunate they had these saves, but y'all had like 4 really good opportunities that just got saved because y'all didn't go all the way back and kept midfield pressure. If y'all will stop going deep on this and keep this pressure that I just saw right here, even though we didn't score off it, you will score off it eventually, and you will boost starve them, and they will get frustrated, and you will crush teams if you keep this kind of midfield pressure every time that y'all play threes. I promise. Like, that's unfortunate too. Like, look at it. It's like hitting the side, and it's like, okay, we just can't get anything to go. But because y'all and like, here we go. We got the mid, and we stayed in this. We're keeping the pressure. We want to replicate that as much as possible. Okay. So Garrett makes a touch. Tough. We just didn't know. Between Apolly and Snips, nobody knew who was going to go for this. We leaking across the goal. Like, Snips is trying to get boost. That's actually a shot attempt. Nobody's guarding the goal here. So be very careful. Like, if you're back here and you're already there, like, and the ball's going that way, Apolly, you did right on the rotation. Just chill here and wait to see what happens. Right? So Snips didn't go. You're here. You're just chilling. And then you can go. Versus leaking over. Honestly, Monster should have had, like, a good shot on that. Like, that was horrible. Not gonna lie. Nice. We're trying to control it. On fort. Good beat. So you make this hit here, Garrett. That goes towards the wall. You should have either been going to goal or going to back post versus coming back to this wall. Because now we're in the same corner as our player. So, like, if you want to cut off first post because you see Apolly's going back, like, be front post. Like, you could be right here. Like, because this ball is a threat. Versus when we get into this corner right here, if Bowler gets a really good hit or a bang, he takes out 2 of y'all and it leaves Apolly by himself. So this happens, right? If Bowler bangs that anywhere off the backboard, y'all are both out of the play and Apolly's in a very tough spot here. So be careful defending the doubling in the corners because the corner's not even a threat.
Hatch it.
Okay. So at this point right here, like it's pretty clear, Paulie, that Garrett's got a hit, right? You're gonna be his 2. So once he hits that, right, you're 2. He's like coming down. This is where you go play this ball. Like he get a really good pass here, but we were just kind of panicked because we just came off a defense. But like as soon as you see that, he's gonna try to either hit it upfield, and Garrett takes it across. Like let's just say that he doesn't hit it mid and he goes over here. If Garrett's on the ball here, you're still gonna want to be up here as his 2-man to play his touch. But he actually gets a really good pass to the mid, and because we hesitated, now Garrett's got to stay on the ball versus had we have gone. Like this would have been a pretty good opportunity. So you're here, right? Garrett makes a pass. I'm 2. I'm 2. This ball's mine. Look at this. Like we're in a 2v1. You're better than Narnar, right? And then we're taking this and we're probably going to score on him, or we can pass to Garrett that was over here. He's over here now because nobody went to. So just look for those opportunities when we go from defense to offense. Whoever the first man is hitting, somebody has to immediately go or be second and back them up to make a play and go on offense. Yeah. You know what I'm going to say here, Snips. This is tough. This is just a... If that ball's up there, I'm not even going forward. I'm going to wait right here and then address it. And then I'm probably actually just going to let Narnar hit that, because if he scores that, he deserves it, but he's not going to because this is FL. And we're going to play patiently, and then he's going to do some crazy touch that he's not good enough to do, and I'm right here for a save. Versus addressing him up there. Like, as a 3rd man, we can't do that. Yeah, he dusts us. What the hell?
Yeah.
We won't talk about it. It's okay. That's just...
That was my messed up kickoff.
It happens to the best of us. Anybody that says it hadn't happened to him is a liar. I will say on this, Apolly, this is something that I talked about in the 2s as well. If you're the back person getting boost, 2s or 3s, once we hit this boost, our first thing is to cut towards the goal versus cutting up. Because if we lose kickoff, like we just saw the kickoff before went straight at our net. If we come up here and like we get our boost and we cut upfield and it gets banged at our net, now we have a shit angle to try to save this, and we're probably late to the ball. But if we're on the kickoff, we come over here and grab this boost. I make my first turn here, right? If we win the kickoff, it's easy to go forward, right? But if we lose the kickoff, which is possible, I have a much better angle to save here if I cut towards the goal on the backside when I'm getting boosts. Like this becomes a lot more easy, and I'm here if it need be. So anytime the back man's getting boost, your first cut should be towards the goal, and then if you win, you go forward. If you lose, you're the next guy up. Faking?
Always.
Tough. Everybody knows the rules. If we miss, it's faking. Went for it to pass there. I'm not mad at that. At this point, Snips, like you tried to pass to Polly up here. It didn't work out, right? But you know Garrett's behind you because the only person you see up there is a Polly. So you have to trust paper cuts behind you and where he's supposed to be and make the save. We do not want to be addressing balls coming back at our net like this unless nobody's back. So that caused awkward. We're still awkward. That's very dangerous. Like no matter, there's no touch we're making back here after that. That's gonna help us. So good, right? Didn't work out. That's fine. This is when we go back and say, hey, 3rd man come up. Like whatever touch I make is putting this in front of the net, or I'm hitting it back to the guy that's about to hit the ball, right? So at this point, like just chill because we're front post now because Garrett's gone. We don't leak up with him because he doesn't have a control. He doesn't even have an attempt at a 50. We're just chilling back here. We don't go forward with his ball. This is just, I see the ball and I'm reacting to the ball versus reacting to the play. Now I'm awkward, right? Like now I can't really do much, and then like we literally lob it in front of our own net. Like that's just not what we want to do. Don't panic. You got more time than you think you do, and then if it gets awkward, just play the position that you went from, because you went from going from 1 to 2 because of Garrett coming across, right? This gets hit. Polly comes up. You try to hit the pass, right? This is awkward, right? We do that. Now Garrett's hit the ball. He's 1. Garrett's going to stay on because he's already up there. We calm that I'm on, and then you calm that I'm behind you, and I'll back you up. But we don't come up with the ball because it's just going to cause a lot of awkwardness. Polly's better than Narnar, like I said. That was a good touch. Whoa. Okay. This is kind of tough. This is a little bit of nitpicking right here, Polly. But so we got here. You're available for a pass, right? Then you didn't get the pass that you want. You can literally just stop here. Because where is paper cut? We're in your POV, right? You're 2-man. Snips is 1. Where is paper cut supposed to be in this scenario?
It's gonna be 3.
He's going to be 3, but where is he specifically supposed to be from the triangle that we talked about earlier? You're in the mid, right, as the 2. Snips is in the corner as the 1.
It's gonna be back left.
Right.
So
So don't follow this ball over. Let him come up, and then just chill and wait to see what he does versus this turning around. Because if they got a good bang here, like Garrett makes a good play, like Narnar's still on, and Bowler, if Paper loses this right here, and because you've leaked up here, Snips is on the other side of the field trying to rotate back, like we're going to be in trouble. Hold on a second. Maya! Come here. What are you doing? Come here. Come on. Sorry about that. You're a weirdo. Alright. End of the play. Okay. And that's both the losses. Still reverse sweep though. That's all I'm saying. ×2 actually. Did y'all catch the open net podcast where they talked about it, y'all?
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice. So even after all that, and like it was kind of rough, and like we know that Snips had like a rough night. She came in, like y'all did your thing, and like came back and adjusted. I was watching every game, you know that because I was there. But like every single game, y'all made adjustments where you weren't double committing as much, and you weren't going into the corners with your same teammate as much, and you just kept making adjustments. That's how almost every series is gonna go. They'll be like, you might start off hot and then start doing stupid stuff, or a lot of times it's like, well, it takes us a game or two to really get into our groove. So that's why that warm up's like really important on the taking it seriously and treating it basically like a match, comms wise, and how you're playing, because you want to start every series like on point versus waiting a couple games to get your shit together and then start killing it. It's all played really well. Like y'all are gonna be there at the end for FL. Like you're one of the best FL teams here. So y'all are on all the time, playing together all the time, scrimming all the time, doing replay reviews, putting the work in, holding each other down. Like you keep that up all season, you could easily bring a championship. Dead serious. And we don't have a championship here at the Wolves. Don't have one.
Not yet.
Not yet. Let me stop the recording. Hold on one second. Y'all have any questions for me?